I used to believe love was proven by pursuit. By showing up early, staying late, apologizing first, and fixing things that weren't broken by me. I mistook endurance for devotion and silence for peace. When I think back now, the signs were everywhere, subtle at first, then loud enough to rattle the walls. But I kept chasing because that's what I'd always done. Until the day I stopped. Our anniversary was 2 weeks away. Every year before that, I planned it down to the minute. Reservations booked months ahead. Handwritten notes tucked into her bag. Surprises layered inside surprises. She'd smile, post photos, accept the praise, and later complain that it wasn't exactly what she wanted. Too crowded. Too quiet. Too predictable. I learned to swallow the disappointment and tell myself that love meant trying harder next time. This year was different. Not because something dramatic happened all at once, but because nothing happened at all. She'd started coming home late. Phone tilted away from me. Conversations ending the moment I walked into the room. She forgot things small at first. Milk. A text. Then bigger things. Promises. Plans. Me. When I asked what was wrong, she'd sigh like I was a burden and say, "Can we not do this right now?" There was always a right now that never came. I suggested we talk. She said I was overthinking. I asked if she was happy. She said happiness wasn't something you questioned so much. I asked if I mattered. She laughed, not kindly, and told me I was being dramatic. So I went quiet. Not in a sulking way. Not with threats or ultimatums. I simply stopped filling the empty space she'd created. I stopped checking her location. Stopped asking who she was texting. Stopped reminding her of things she used to remember on her own. When she forgot our dinner plans, I ate alone. When she didn't come to bed, I slept anyway. When she snapped, I didn't bite back. I just nodded and moved on. She didn't notice at first. That was the cruelest part. A week before our anniversary, she mentioned, casually, almost lazily, that we should do something low-key this year. No enthusiasm. No curiosity. Just an expectation that something would magically appear like it always had. I smiled and said, "Sure." That night I canceled everything. The reservation. The hotel. The custom gift I'd spent weeks designing. I didn't announce it. I didn't explain. I didn't leave a note. I simply removed myself from the role I'd been playing for years. On the morning of our anniversary, I left early. I dressed neatly, kissed her forehead, she barely stirred, and walked out. I turned my phone to silent and went to work like it was any other day. Around noon, the messages started. "Hey, what's the plan tonight?" An hour later. "Did you forget what day it is?" Then, "Seriously, are you okay?" I didn't respond. By late afternoon, the tone shifted. "This isn't funny. Call me." "Why are you ignoring me?" I finished my workday calmly, the way I'd finished so many days waiting for her to come home. I drove aimlessly for a while, watching the city blur past, realizing how light I felt without anticipation weighing me down. When I finally checked my phone, there were 15 missed calls. I went home late. The house was spotless, candles lit, music playing softly. Her last-minute attempt at saving face. She stood in the kitchen, dressed up, eyes sharp with anger she was trying to hide. "What is wrong with you?" she asked. I put my keys down slowly. "Nothing," I said. And for the first time it was true. She accused me of punishing her. Of being passive-aggressive. Of trying to make a point instead of talking like an adult. I listened without interrupting. When she finished, I said quietly, "I didn't cancel our anniversary to hurt you. I canceled it because I realized I was the only one celebrating." That stopped her. She scoffed at first, told me I was exaggerating. So I reminded her of the times she'd brushed me off, the nights I waited up alone, the conversations she'd dismissed. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't beg. I just listed facts one by one like closing arguments. She grew defensive, then frantic. She said she'd been stressed. That she didn't mean to make me feel that way. That she thought I understood. I told her understanding without effort becomes entitlement. That's when the tears came. Real ones, not the performative kind. She said she didn't realize how close she was to losing me. She said she'd try harder. She asked if we could still do something special that night. I looked at her and felt nothing. Not anger. Not triumph. Just clarity. "It's too late," I said. Not because I don't care. But because I finally do. She reached for me, panic flashing across her face. I stepped back, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. I told her that love shouldn't require one person to disappear for the other to notice. That I wasn't interested in being chased only when I stopped chasing first. We slept in separate rooms that night. In the days that followed, she tried. Dinners cooked. Texts sent. Compliments offered like currency. But effort made in fear doesn't feel like love. It feels like damage control. I remained calm, kind, and distant. That distance did more than any argument ever had. A week later, I told her I wanted space. Not to punish her. To hear myself think. She begged, promised, pleaded. I hugged her gently and said goodbye. Her reaction came too late because it was never about the anniversary. It was about years of imbalance, of me proving my worth while she assumed it. Canceling that day wasn't revenge. It was the moment I chose myself without asking permission. I don't know what she tells people now. Maybe that I changed. Maybe that I gave up. The truth is simpler. I stopped chasing, and when I did, I finally saw who was running and who was standing still. And I kept walking.